Jerry to Herbert 1. Comment section, microphone check. Lovers Africa, testing sound. Microphone check, sound check, Herbert check, Jerry check, South Africa check, Uganda check. A very good evening, everybody. Welcome to what could easily be my last stream of the day, which is day number 2 of 4 at the ongoing Billiards Cafe Double Life Classic competition that is happening here at Billiards Cafe, Kolima Tower, 2nd floor, Lusaka in Zambia. The tournament is being played on double life basis. It started yesterday, 27th of November. Now today, 28th November, is the 2nd life, which will be played up to the quarterfinals. This match is in the round of last 16 between two of the most gifted attacking talents on the African continent. Jeremiah Naidoo of South Africa taking on the Ugandan wonder kid Herbert Mukisa, who is now playing the biggest match of his entire life, as young as 13. Taking on a player who is 15 years older than him, and yet having a place in the quarterfinal as a prize for what would be an unlikely victory. 4 frames have been played, the first having been won by Herbert, the next 3 having been won by Jerry, who now leads by 3 frames to 1 in a race to 9 for a place in the quarterfinals. Once again, Jerry 3, Herbert 1. This one is likely to get you on your tiptoes in terms of the entertainment you will do provide, I am sure. Of course, Jerry starts off as the big favorite, but there is one player who calls himself the young scorpion. I like to say that Herbert has a little bit of Caesar in his upcoming talent. He has a little bit of Jerry because he does like to play with speed. He plays attack-minded game. He thinks fast and plays fast. That's a little bit of Jerry. Also has his very good skill. He is reaching the round of last 16 in a comp that has all of the finest players on the African continent. It's actual round of last 32 because it is double life. Anyway, Jerry lost his match in the first round of the first life yesterday to a player that is called Arias by 9 frames to 7 after Jerry losing the first 2 by way of walkover countdown after coming 10 minutes late into the match. Herbert won his first 2 opponents, then lost out to the third. That was Moses. Herbert seems to have gotten himself snookered. I'm not so certain he has sight of any of his reds on the table. This looks like advantage Jerry, unless Herbert can produce something special. Has very little sight of one of the reds playing the cue ball into the jaw. He's gotten not to pot. To grant Africa's potting machine a chance to play again in this frame. And yes, with just 4 frames played, we are way over 1,000 watching combined on Break and Finish Live Facebook as well as Peter Chove Live YouTube. Thank you, Africa. Jerry wanting to utilize a very sharp cut. That is why I call him Africa's potting machine. Even when it seems possible, he does make something happen. Unfortunately, the green machine has gotten himself snookered. He has very little sight of the yellow. I do get a feeling he may want to play the cue ball into the jaw of the center pocket and then find the yellow. Whatever is happened there, after your guess is as good as mine. He's playing into the yellow direct, going for the bank of the red, but doesn't pot. Advantage Herbert. Many other matches happening across the divide, 8 of them in number. Herbert playing a game that is not accustomed to. Once again, the 13-year-old Ugandan is playing the biggest match of his life. Nowhere among the bigger matches Jerry has played. Just a challenge of a player that has his own playing style, Jerry Herbert. Off the cushion, Jerry will not be fouling. Herbert will be hoping that he gets to make one ball by rail drive, a red to the corner pocket bottom right. It is in. I do get a feeling he may want to play snooker again. It's not his game, but sometimes it becomes tempting knowing the weight of your opponent. But yes, I said playing snooker is not Herbert's game. Cue ball is manipulated perfect. We'll need to pot red to the corner pocket bottom top left diagonally with a little backspin on the cue ball. It's in, and white is perfect, and black to be potted to the center pocket for the one kid to win a second of the match. Herbert Mukisa of Uganda 2, Jeremiah Naidoo of South Africa 3. It is now 4 frames to 2. Jerry leading. We also now have a scoreboard. This match is live on Break and Finish Live Facebook as well as Peter Chobe Live YouTube. Both streams, at least, are having disciplined internet for now, are having crystal clear audio and video being presented by myself, Simon Peter Chobe, all the way from Uganda, now in Lusaka. Here comes the green machine. The player, in my opinion, with the biggest gift of shooting a ball on target. I call him Africa's potting machine. Leading by 4 frames to 2 against the youngest of the Ugandan stars on show today. I do believe that for Herbert, irrespective of what happens in this match, this tournament has already been a success. He has gotten his talent showcase. He has taken down some pretty good names. The former Ugandan international, Othman Bukenya, has also taken down a member of the Zimbabwe national pole team called Stephen Paswani. We call him Mafana in one of the previous rounds by 9 frames to 7. If he gets to win this match, it will be one of the biggest talking points of the entire competition, at least so far. Live on Break and Finish Live Facebook as well as Peter Chobe Live YouTube, with the South African leading against the young Ugandan by 4 frames to 2. How good will Herbert play? Now having all his world-beat defensive tactics coming into play. Of course, he needs every other aspect of his game. It's not the best side of his game. Jerry plays only one way. Also, it's the first time Herbert taking on any South African player. Jerry has taken on so many Ugandan players, including touring the country twice. Jerry playing many matches against Joseph Kasozi, Simon Debola, Bwanika Mansour, winning all of them. Lost and won once in Uganda against Caesar Chandiga. Has also played his last money match against Ibrahim Sejemba in South Africa, match that was won by Ibra. He's the player of all international players that has gotten the biggest number of victories against the Ugandan Caesar. Now, the young Caesar, as Herbert calls himself by nickname, the young Scorpion, is tempting Jerry to to a cut of the yellow, close the red to the corner pocket, maybe bank to the corner pocket, bottom right off the red. That's what he's trying to play. There it goes, and it's in. And then the other yellow to the center pocket with a sharp cut. Cue ball bouncing off the right cushion and then moving back leg towards. Oh no! Even Jerry being Jerry, for once he misses a ball. I don't even remember having seen that anywhere, and yet I have streamed maybe 20, maybe 30 matches involving Jerry, a few dozens in the last 3 or 4 years. Herbert playing to pounce, playing to take advantage of an unseen foul by Jerry, having the little work of putting 2 reds, I would think, 1 to the center pocket and then corner pocket, actually both to respective corner pockets. He may want to put the last red on the table, maybe with the backspin. If you can get the cue ball to the same position where it is, as long as it's on target, we'll be putting black. He's going for top spin, cue ball bouncing off the cushion. It lacked a little bit of movement, but I will think that he is okay, because what he does best is spotting balls. Herbert, he does spot them against Africa's spotting machine in a well-finished frame. The wonder kid, Herbert Mukisa, 3. The potting power of the potting machine of the continent, Jerry, 4. Race to 9. Thank you for watching. You may as well tell me where you're watching. The one that tells me most where they watch from is Lebon Elias from Welcome in South Africa. Ben Ogutu, Evan Senior. You say the boy is better than Eshka. I will not want to argue with you. Maturity comes into play. Thomas Kachali. You say that Zambia is super proud of Herbert. Nze Charles Pavins, thank you for watching. Daniel Sato Nyangulu. You say you cannot hate Herbert. Of course, children, why would you hate them? He's still a child. Taonga Muhango, thank you for watching. Sibosi Song Kobo, watching from South Africa. From Malawi, Daniel Sato Nyangulu, thank you for watching. And yes, Prince Morald from Zambia, Nyambe Shimbi, thank you for watching. Taonga Muhango, Vincent Chitumbo from Zambia. You say you love the audio, thank you very much. Ashley Jameson, and from Malawi as well, Ramaphosa Wanga Jerry. From South Africa, Abangele Siege. From Botswana, Skiza One Time. From Kawempe, Spice Teviansala at the home of Camille Ronald. Thank you for watching. And you say you are supporting Herbert from South Africa again. Thank you for watching. Smkandla, yes, from Mashingo in Zimbabwe, where I was about 3 days ago, Wellington. And from South Africa, Lesegon Kane. From Malawi, Martin Piri. From Zimbabwe, Tasiwa Mufeka. From Washington. From the UK, thanks for watching Washington Friday. And from Eldoret in Kenya, Josiah Ngato. Tabo Montlang always watching. And then Masheruka Ignatius, thank you for watching. From Uganda, Kelton Kumokoi, I am fine. Uploading the job and the YouTube stream. John Priest, thank you for watching. Alfredo Jr. asking if Ian is still in. The answer is yes. There are other matches happening on all tables. After maybe one more frame of play, I'll be giving you an update from there. But I'm also updating you that Jerry is knockout with a very big risk of him losing this frame, which could be concession of an equalizer to the youngster. Herbert will not be getting the free shot because Jerry finds the yellow, but still the youngster who is Herbert is in firm control. Again, a shot that was played with some kind of eventuality. Yes, in the event that he didn't pot, he doesn't give the cue ball away. This is risky from Jerry. He almost sunk in the block He has sunk in the cue ball instead. Advantage. Herbert for a free shot, he could be playing the cue ball into the two reds, almost touching each other, just on the area near the corner pocket top left. If they remain in, oops, I think this is very good brain work from the young man. He has played instead Jerry's yellow, not minding where it rests, as long as he gets the cue ball to play red into red, connects to the corner pocket bottom left. Looks to be on the verge. Herbert. Playing again a red into a red, getting a round of applause from the fans who are so accustomed to watching Jerry. Now watching this kid whom they have been watching on the live streams for many months, most especially this year, where he has been one of the sensations on the African continent, not only how good he plays, but also how young he is. Herbert is on the verge of playing black, will clearly be putting it diagonally to top left for his equalizing frame. Herbert 4 and Jerry 4 and the rest to 9. We are now a little over 2,000 watching combined on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Africa. 4 for Uganda and 4 for South Africa, as per the scoreboard top left of the screen. As Jerry breaks relatively soft, the break is however dry. You get a feeling Herbert will be tempted to go for the yellows. They look slightly better positioned. I wouldn't fault him that much if he went for the reds. Anyway, there he comes to go for the reds, for him to put a red to the corner pocket top right, for him to close the table, which he does. He has won 2 frames in a row and has grown confident now. He's playing his game. It's attack versus attack. I had no shade of a doubt in the fact that the match between Jerry and Herbert will be the most exciting of all of them in the round of last 16. That's why, although there are 8 matches being played, I did make a choice to stream instead this match on both platforms, Facebook and YouTube respectively. Came so close to scratching Herbert, but yes, the cue ball remains on the table bed. I'm not so certain he has sight of the full red is playing. At one point it looked as though the cue ball had part of it into the jaw of the center pocket, which is not the case. He may want to play maybe red into red, potting to the center pocket. Look at how good he's clearing the table. I like to say, when his games are on, that come on Herbert, you time be this good. Will want a little backspin on the cue ball while he puts red to the corner pocket top right to finish the frame. The rest is a formality. A round of applause to the Ugandan youngster as he leads for the first time in the match. Herbert Mukisa 5, Jeremiah Naidoo 4. A race to 9 for a place in tomorrow's quarterfinals. I dedicate this match to a special gentleman. He's called Arias, a member of the Dice family, whom I did approach about 3 months ago after a recommendation from Herbert himself, asking him to for sponsorship to participate in the Ultimate Pool Championships that happened about 1 month ago in South Africa. And he immediately gave me money for an air ticket and a visa. Passport application started immediately, but a visa wasn't gotten for South Africa because of passport delay. Passport only came in just about a fortnight ago. An air ticket was booked for Herbert to make this comp. Thank you, Arias. And also thank you to the Jerry management and all that always support him, most especially at Omlaze in South Africa and all the pool playing areas in Durban, where he's born. He's a very close friend of mine. He also does like to have games. He's one person who reaches to every venue. When there is a comp a day before, a day after, he does not want to sit where there is a pool table. He wants to be playing. And he's such an attraction to crowds everywhere he goes because of his style. He can really mean to be a joy to watch, especially potting with power and with speed, with finesse and calmness. He's also very skillful. He also doesn't fear taking risks, making his game become one of the most attractive to look, in my opinion, on the entire African continent. Now, one of the youngsters that are vindicating Jerry's style of play is now leading against the more fancy Jerry Herbert, and yet playing, in my opinion, well enough to try and claim what could become one of the unlikely results of the competition, but also something that is likely. The attempt by Jerry to play combination doesn't come through. His shot ends up in a foul. Not just a foul, but a likelihood of Herbert extending his lead. He's a very, very fast thinker, Herbert, having a very high playing intelligence quotient. Even balls that seem to be at a distance from the cue ball, the young man puts them with ease. His game has been growing into the tournament. He's a child attending school at Landmark Junior School in the Zana area near Kampala. And after concluding his end-of-term exams last week, his dream, with the recommendation of the school management, was to play an international competition for the second time in his career. The first was the Timbuktu International Carnival in Eldoret in Kenya, where he came out of 200 players reached, being among the top 32. Relatively commendable. He's already into the top 32, and yet it contains the majority of the African best players. This is a sign of how good he is. How good could be vindicated if he can get to pot the black. For power, will becoming more confident. Powerfully he pots the black. Powerfully he leads in the match. Powerfully he increases his lead. It is Herbert Mukisa 6 and Jeremiah Naidoo 4.
Come on, Jerry.
I have this bizarre mindset in myself. I wish one day to have a comp of 8 players. Those to include Taufik Mari from Cape Town. Those to include Ryan Williams, also South African. Those to include Ethan, I believe he's as well young enough, South African. Those to include, of course, Herbert. Those to include Craig Mukala, the Zambian. Those to include, he's Zimbabwean also, Richard Mushobe, the family man. Perhaps those are 6. I also want Jackson Asiku Yahya Mpindi from Uganda, as well as the Zambian, that is Japhet Mangoma. To me, those are 9 youngsters who are going to take African pool by storm, given they are very rich talent, and with due respect to all the other talents. How can you be this young and then play this well against one of the best players on the entire African continent? Who dared see this match going in this kind of vein? He misses a ball for Jerry, a chance to pull one back, and now right in front of more than 2,500 witnesses combined, watching live on Facebook and YouTube. The out of sorts Jerry must start winning. You wouldn't let Herbert win this frame for him to need to win two. It doesn't work that way. And I fancy that Jerry will finish off this one. He's so experienced. He has been here so many times. He has been there and done that. He has won major African comps. He's the reigning champion of the Africa Super 16-man competition that was held at the Grand Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi. He was the 2023 champion of the Queen's International Sports Club double elimination comp. He's the current champion of the Eswatini Pool Festival that happened 2 years ago in Eswatini. He has won events in black ball, in 8 ball, in hay ball, in 9 ball. He also plays ultimate pool. He cannot stand it to have this kid take him down, and yet he has only one life left in the competition. His work to do is cut out Jerry, needing to win 5 before Herbert can win 3 out of the next 7 frames. Now look at that red, which is in between the 3. Jerry wanting to pot red and open up the pocket where Herbert has his yellows. He gets to pot, but not lucky with the position of the cue ball. Perhaps the intention was to play the cue ball into the red, play it open. Another tempting shot is the combination. Squeeze the red in between those 2 yellows, try to pot it following the yellow. It is a big temptation, and yet if he fouls in the process, he could lose the frame in Herbert's following visit of the table. It seems as the shot he wants to play, combination shot, red following yellow. He plays instead a shot that displaces Herbert's yellow. You think it's a shot well played? However, there is some space in between that red of Jerry and the jaw of that corner pocket for Herbert to pass one of his yellows. It is what Herbert has in mind. Squeeze the yellow in between the red and the jaw to try and finish off the frame, also displacing the red. Beautiful. The position of the yellow even better. The next shot to be played with backspin, moving the cue ball towards the right end of the table. The rest is a formality. Mukisa Herbert, Uganda 7, Jeremiah Naidoo, South Africa 4. Seven for the 13-year-old Ugandan leading against the 28-year-old South African. By the way, last year I told you Jerry's age 27. Many of you contested, you say he's older. Believe you me, that is the reality. He's not as old as you think. Forget his giant body, his body size, his height, his beard. He's a very young man. You need to visit his social archives. Then you see his pictures of 10 years ago. You will be seeing the Herbert of that time. This time round, Jerry seems to be on the verge. The little problem, you think he will be potting red, but black is not positioned as fancy as Jerry will want, and yet he somehow will want to play the cue ball into the black. The kind of angle between white and red isn't natural for him to split the black open, but then this is Jerry. It doesn't come through. Movement of the cue ball is intercepted by Herbert's yellow. Jerry wanting to put black off the cushion to the center pocket top. Beautiful cueing from the South African. Now that is the Jerry that we all know. The one who entertains, the one who doesn't fear taking risks, the one who gets the crowd to their tiptoes. So far, that will be the best shot of the match. Jeremiah Naidoo 5 and Herbert Mukisa 7. Now, when wanting to mount a comeback, what you will exactly not want when you are Jerry is to break dry when your opponent has already demonstrated his potting antics. Good enough for Jerry this time round. Herbert gets to close the table, but gets snookered as well off the cushion. Herbert seemingly fouls. Yes, a foul it is. Yes, a chance for Jerry to win a second frame in a row for the second time in the match. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are watching the round of last 16 in the second life of the ongoing Billiards Cafe double elimination competition, double life competition happening at Kulima Tower in Lusaka in Zambia. The tournament has Jerry's international teammate Eden Joseph as defending champion. He did not get to participate in this one. Last year's losing finalist, another South African, Nzamant Laringe, is not participating. He's participated, but has since then lost one of his lives. He has one life in the competition. The player that came third, who was Mandy Mente of South Africa, is as well not participating. A few players left in the competition with 2 lives. The Zambian, that is Onida Sakala. The Ugandan, that is Caesar Chandiga. Who else? The Zambian Timothy Anida is Zim. The Zambian with 2 lives is Dr. Rango. We call him Stephen Banda. Jerry again misses and misses suspiciously. Maybe he's not having his best day in the office. There have been a few very good clearances that are so much renowned of him, but for some of the frames, there have been a little bit unexpected unforced errors. Herbert responds to unforced error with the unforced error himself. Jerry with yet another chance of finishing the frame. He knows how to play, to go for the frame by attack, potting a red and playing the black into space. Just that black has been played closer to another of his reds, which now becomes a problem if we are to put it in one direct shot. Here is the Ganda Ganda. It does mean bulldozer. There he is. There he gets to play the cue ball into the red that is close to black. The shot lacked a little bit of power. The skill wasn't in any shadow of a doubt. Wanting to put now the red to the bottom side pocket. It looks in. The white is in as well. Even when he's playing relatively well enough, luck seems to be evading him at some points of the match. Advantage to the Ugandan, the young Ugandan, whom you will most likely be seeing for so many years. He's also poised to have a sponsored race with the Zimbabwean star Craig Nkala. Herbert coming close to potting the cue ball, but not really potting it. Sometimes children can really mean to be lucky. He's not just a lucky player, he's a very good player. He has a little bit of Caesar in him. He has too much Jerry in him, given the playing speed combined with the accuracy and ability to pot all the time. He's probably in between Caesar and Jerry, but not yet to the maturity of either of the players. I'm just referring to his general talent. Jerry is being dared to a shot in which I want to believe will be attempting to have a maximum cut on the red, wanting to put it to the corner pocket bottom right. It is the way he plays. I don't think he'll be going for bank. It is so tempting and not so easy, but yes, I think he will be trying a very sharp cut of the red. There it is. There it's in. Well. That is the bulldozer at maximum best. Being there to produce magic and getting to produce magic when all that will work for him is magic. The roll of the black ball to the corner pocket top right will give him another frame one. There goes Jerry, dear viewers. The score now is Herbert Mukisa 7, Jeremiah Naidoo 6. 3 minutes timeout for Herbert. I don't know whether it is the experience of Jerry's mind games at play. It is Herbert who asked for timeout. When Herbert came for timing, Jerry moved out as well. How good that will do for either Herbert or Jerry. Let us see whether of the two will be porting black the end of this coming frame, which is frame number 14. It is a maximum of 4 frames left in this match, with Jerry needing to win 3 of them, Herbert needing to win 2, which if he does will be the biggest victory of his young career. Gets to put the cue ball on the break. The scratch, come on, Jerry, gives advantage to the green machine. He wipes the sweat from his face for one time and has a very deep breath out, hoping to make a clearance that will equalize in the match. It is only the first time that Herbert is playing any match against any South African player, and starts with one of the best of the starts off his South African competitive career with one of the best of them South African players. For Jerry, it has been maybe at least 2 dozens of matches against Ugandans, maybe close to 30 matches against Uganda's best players. Come on, Jerry, come on. Going clearance, he really should. You get to think that it is all crystal clear, most especially right after Jerry's time in, Herbert scratching on the break, Jerry having a free shot, and in using it to clear all of them. 7 yellows on the table, no shade of a doubt. Black is in pretty good space. It is the time for the green machine, mounting a tough comeback. He was 3 frames down. He's just 1 frame down, and he's on the verge of winning a 3rd frame in a row, which will be an equalizing frame. He has just had the cue ball played the black. I'm even not perfectly certain black is patable to the center pocket top. But again, this is Jerry. He could be forced to play the cue ball into the black, maybe play backspin if he's sure that black is possible, which is what he does. He already saw the way, and with the reverse dish after a scratch on the break by Herbert, Jerry finishes off the frame, wins by red apple. It is Jerry now 7 and Herbert 7, and rest to 9 for a place in the second life finals. It was always going to be certain that of all 8 matches happening on the table, this one will finish quickest, even though it could even go to the wire, where it could be the match that has the biggest number of frames. But the 2 players on the table are 2 of the fastest that Africa has to offer today. They all play offensive pool. They both like to go for the game. They go for it with speed. Now the faster of the 2 is in play. He has won 3 frames in a row. This one could be the 4th, which if he does will be a match leading frame for the favorite, who got a very big scare just about 15 to 20 minutes ago when Herbert led with 4 frames, actually 3 frames, with Jerry on 3 and Herbert going to 7. Frame number 15 seems to be going the way of the green machine as well. He has some work to do. There is 5 reds on the table, finishable by the way, but he has to do it fast. And hopefully he does, just because Herbert has already demonstrated in this match that any miss by Jerry can always be punished. Here comes Jerry again. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the red that is clamped up in between 3 yellows. The would-be bad of all of them for his having could want to play the cue ball into the bad red. Look at the movement of the cue ball, not exactly into the yellows. After all, it is passable to the side pocket top. Wanting to sink it in, maybe with a little bit of top spin on the cue ball, following the red, but not with all that a very big distance. Cue ball is okay for Jerry to put red to the side pocket bottom. Cue ball off the right cushion and right into space for the green machine to be winning the 4th frame all in a row. For the last 3 frames, Jerry has pretty much been playing all alone by himself in between the timeout, winning the 2, right after winning the next 2 for him to pot black and now lead again. It is 2 frames to go. Now Herbert needs to win them both or else succumb to defeat in the biggest match of his career. Herbert 7, Jerry 8, a race to 9. The youngsters break again. It is a foul. Again, it is a scratch. This time round, opportunity for the green machine to take down the youngster once and for all. It has been a match of moments where Jerry started out the guy firing on all cylinders, leading by 4 frames to 1 against the youngster, who then won the next 6 frames all in a row, leading by 7 frames to 4. And yet Jerry has won the next 4. Looks to be set to win the 5th, which will be taking him into the quarterfinals. Of course, the more fancied player of the 2 players, he was the one that was more likely, if he went 7 frames to 4 down, to even dare thinking that he could mount a comeback. If Jerry finishes off this frame for Herbert, it will go down as a learning experience. No doubt in the level of his talent. Just that winning at the big stage does not come that quick. Jerry looking for some kind of inspiration. It is the yellows that are pretty portable, and yet his intention was initially to go for the reds. The green machine instead goes for the yellows. There's a yellow ball right behind the red, near the cue ball, which he may want to play with by combination. But first, he wants to be putting a few more yellows, get them fewer, get himself closer to finishing the frame, which will not be as easy as the other two because of the position of one of the yellows on the table. The next yellow, which is leftwards of them all, should be played with backspin, or perhaps top spin cue ball off the top cushion, back into position where he could put either of the two yellows, of which he's having very good cue ball for. He will be having as well his mind on the yellow. Now that is behind red, near the corner pocket top left of your screen. Here comes Ganda deciding to play a backspin. The same exact shot, this time cue ball bouncing off the cushion and then moving backwards and on target just like that. He needs a combination shooting Jerry for both yellow and red to be potted. Maybe squeeze the yellow in between the space and the jaw. Goes for combination and gets it wrong and grants Herbert a chance to play. For the last 5 frames, Herbert is getting what I would call a realistic chance to try and win the frame, which if he does, then we shall have the match head to a decider. Here comes the young Ugandan. Like I have always said, he has some kind of Jerry in him, has some kind of Caesar in him, has some kind of Ginte in him. He's now become one of the internet sensations of African pool. A schoolboy at Landmark Junior School, a primary school in Kampala, now a few thousand kilometers far away in Lusaka, wanting to torment one of the finest players on the African continent. But first he has to win this frame, and then the next shot he will have to play, I think, not to pot. Sometimes patience may pain, but it pays. He goes instead for the pot. There's only one way he knows how to play, and the red is in. Vindicated is Herbert. Even Jerry gets to how to clap for the youngster who pots with backspin but has played himself out of position. He played too much energy. Maybe the cut was too much and will be in trouble. Whatever he's trying to contemplate, perhaps bank black off the cushion to the corner pocket top right. How good could it be? Oh, not really. At the end of the day, a little bit of kiddishness. At the end of the match, there was a chance for him to play snooker. It was always going to be unlikely for Jerry to put the yellow, even though he would have found it off the cushion. That will not count. How will Jerry's cue ball be off the cushion? There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. And very perfect. His fans chant his name, Jerry, the wind machine. In the hardest of matches that he has played today, against the youngest of them players, Jerry completes a comeback and takes down Herbert, who will be congratulating him. Jerry says, young man, you are so talented. Your career is going to be very long and very good. The match ends in victory for Jerry in the most viewed game of the competition so far. Jeremiah Naidoo 9 and Herbert Mukisa 7. Thank you for watching. Let us meet in the next one.